Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fun with Buying Guns. Hey, like anybody else, I love buying guns. I love going out and looking at them. I look at them all the time. I always try to find somewhere new to go look at guns. And just the hunt for a gun is exciting for me. And then tripping across an old military surplus gun is even better. Laid out a few guns of mine so we can talk through some of this. How to buy a gun for the military surplus. And I'm not talking necessarily the dollar, but I'm just overall talking about how to see that gun on the rack and determine that's what you want in making that purchase. One, is it what you want? When I say is it what you want, I've looked at some military surplus guns from various years and stuff, and I just turned my nose up to. Chilean Mausers, Argentinian Mausers. I hear they're really good Mausers, are really good guns and everything. I just don't know that I want them. There's not enough history to them. There's not enough pizzazz to them to make me want to buy them. So you have to determine, is that gun something that you want, something that you would admire for your collection, something that you would want in your collection. Does it fit your collection? I got a wide variety of guns. Most of these are World War I or World War II type guns that are laying out here. I do have some newer weapons, SKSs, AKs, stuff like that. This one right here happens to be a 1963 East German Makarov. I just happen to like the Makarovs. But for the most part, I like the World War II or older stuff, World War II or World War I stuff. I was going to say older, but I don't want to go that far back. World War I's about as far back as I like to go. Does it fit my collection? Most of the time, I sit there and do scratch my head and look at these guns and go, I don't know if that really just kind of fits in. This Astra right here was built in '44, but it didn't make it out to the Nazis due to D-Day, and ended up being repurchased by West Germany, and the police, West German police, used them in 1946. I love the history behind that. That history piece sounds cool, just like the East German Makarov, standing on the Berlin Wall or whatever was going on at that time, just really drives me crazy to think about, that gun was there, that gun seen it, that gun did it, and owning that. Is the gun correct? Like this 1915 Luger that I have here. Is it correct? Does the serial numbers match up all over this gun? There's like 15 places that serial numbers are on this Luger. Do they all match? Does the magazine match? That might be asking a lot, but there are Lugers out there that have matching magazines. Mine do not, but everything else matches on this Luger. Does everything match? And does that fit into what you want? And does that fit into your collection of what you're collecting? What are you collecting? Are you collecting the finest example of a 9130 sniper rifle? The finest example out there on the market? Or are you collecting something that you can go out there and shoot and have fun with and ding some metal from time to time with it? That's what I buy it for, is to go shoot and to have fun with, not to be a safe queen and sit in there and do that. Some people like that, would rather that than to have shooters. That's all up to the individual person. Another consideration of mine is what type of ammo. As you can see, I got a 6.5 Jap Top 38 Japanese rifle out there in front of me. What type of ammo does it take? It takes what I've heard called exotic ammo. I have a FM49 and a Spanish Mauser that shoots 7mm Mauser ammunition. A little bit exotic. The Nagant ammo, 7.62 by 54R. it's a little bit different. It's not the most expensive ammo in the world, but it is a little bit different. This revolver right here shoots 45 ACP. Yes, a revolver that shoots 45 ACP. What other considerations do you need to buy it? Well, you need to buy moon clips to go with this. To get the rounds out of the moon clips, or you're going to have to buy 14 million moon clips, you need to get a round extractor from a moon clip. Other things to consider when buying this: how much money are you wanting to put into these little jewels? The Makarov, 9x18, not 9x19, 9mm, not 9x17, 380, 9x18. Makarov. It's the only one out there. How much are you going to be able to find the ammo for? Where are you going to find the ammo at? Yes, I know the internet's out there, and it's a lovely place to go ammo shopping, but is that something you want to do? Is buy ammo all the time off the internet? It's cheaper to buy in bulk, and it's going to be more cost effective. Do you really need 1,000 rounds of 9x18 Makarov sitting around the house? It's up to you. Price. Price is always, I have friends that collect these guns that will only pay bottom dollar, maybe half of what the gun is worth when he buys these guns. How do you determine the worth of one of the, or the value of one of these guns? That's another subjective task altogether. One of the things I use is GunBroker. I don't ever order any guns off the internet, but I use GunBroker to make an account, and I go to search completed auctions, and I look up that specific gun I'm looking for, and see what the prices are out there on them, what they've sold for in the past, and try to get an average price. Sometimes I don't care. For example, this 1917 Colt 45 ACP double action pistol. I didn't care what the price was. I was going to buy it. And I did. I paid more than what GunBroker or anybody else sells them for. Well, ballpark. But some guns, I've bought $1,000, $1,200 guns for $160 on one, $360 on another. Sometimes I get $100 cheaper. Sometimes I hit it right on the mark. Sometimes I pay a little more. For example, this Luger, I paid about $1,200 for the Luger itself. I've been told it's $1,800 to $2,200 gun. I don't know. I don't care. I didn't buy it to sell. I didn't buy it for others to take home with them. I bought it for me to take home and to have. So the price is subjective to what you're wanting and to what you get. I get caught up in the moment a lot of times when I see something I haven't ever seen in a store for sale or anything of that nature, and I just go crazy and buy it. It's as simple as that. That's my, I don't know if I would call it a top 5 list, but that is 5 things to consider when buying a military surplus gun. They're not exactly, what each individual person has to do, but I think that's a good in general way to think, especially for a newcomer to this type of hobby or collection. And, just frequently visit pawn shops. They generally will get these in on trade or whatever. All the pawn shops know me when I come in. Nope, nothing new, and I turn around and walk right out. But I go there and check at least once a week, just in case something pops up, and generally I am somewhat successful at it. Other than that, that's all I got for you today. Have fun, keep collecting, and see you next time.